Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another RSG stream. I am Ranger J 1999, your host and part of the RSG crew. Glad to have everybody here. Welcome to the lunch hour. If you're new to the lunch hour, wondering what in the world is this, this is where we hang out with you wonderful folks for the next hour or so. Good morning, everybody. And good afternoon. I think I was on mute. I'm back. Okay, good. Everything's started. I'm still trying to figure out this new rig. But welcome to the lunch stream, everybody. This is RSG's Lunch Hour, where we hang out with you good folks for the next hour or so, bring you the best quality entertainment around that we can for the next hour, hour and a half. We'll do a roster review. We'll answer questions. Let's introduce the knuckleheads that'll be hanging out with us here on this wonderful Monday. Let's start off with the one and only troll extraordinaire, Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman.
I'm still exhausted from Saturday.
I am too. Goddamn, I'm tired. Oh, I've got so much homework to do. Finn, can you help me, please? Because
I'm still dealing with my token of appreciation from that day. Frickin' Zeta roast Tico.
No one asked you to put that on there, dude. Seriously,
no one had to vote for it either.
You didn't have to put it on there. If you tempt people. Damn it, don't tempt them,
People
Frodo.
were going to be nice to me like they were to Warrior. Warrior got Mission. I wanted Clone Wars Chewie. Instead, I got Roast Tico.
She's still pretty decent Zeta. I mean, it could have been Bodhi
She's a
Rook.
Porg.
Could have been.
Amazon has told me she is a Porg.
Oh. Well, there you go. I can't help you, Finn.
At least it was for a good cause.
It was for a good cause.
It was.
Right.
She is a giant Porg, so maybe that's a good thing.
That's right. You can see up top there that we have the Tiltify thing going on still. You can see how we've raised up to $40,252.13. We're going to leave this on until we get to our goal. So if you see that kind of tells you where we got to through the charity stream this weekend. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of awesome guests from ACS on. So big shout out to all those guys, Shannon, Jessica, Tommy, Chris. And then we also had some awesome guests like Crumb came on and was hanging out and playing Ultimate Chicken Horse.
Ultimate Chicken Horse.
Yeah, and then also Crazy was on, but she had internet issues, so she wasn't able to play as much. But it was a blast. Had a lot of fun this weekend. So if you didn't check it out, go check it out. So we're getting there. We're getting closer and closer to our 15,000 mark. So we're getting closer to that goal. We still need your help to get there. So if you'd like to donate, you can go to the Tiltify. We still have a lot of cool stuff. We're going to do another stream probably to keep raising money. A lot of great prizes on there still. We got the lightsaber. We got a bunch of other stuff on there as well. Let's introduce the rest of the panel. Just real quick, if you have questions, go ahead and put those in there now. Make sure you put question in front of your statement. And of course, then we'll have the one and only Stanley's here today, right? I'm too tired. Okay,
yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, let's say so. Mr. Gingivitis, the Ginger Ninja himself. We'll scoop those up and we will get those right off. So, who else is here? We've got Grim the Mechanic is here as well.
Yes, sir.
All
How's
right.
it going?
I'm exhausted, and I still got these. Too tired.
I know the feeling, dude.
I just want to say, screw school. I give up, but I can't because I have A's in class, and so I'm like, I just can't do crap work. I can't do it. It sucks. It's like a flaw or something. And then last but not least, joining us from across the pond is the one and only Mike Hunt.
Good evening. It's wet and dark here.
Okay, so that's happening. So hope everybody's getting ready for the Christmas. The Christmas holidays is just around the corner in a week or so. Just think next Monday, Finn and folks, it'll be Christmas Eve. Yay. So
the best part about it is Christmas Story Marathon on TV.
Oh, I know, right?
Freaking watch like 12, 14, 16, 18 hours of that. I can't help it. It's on TV and I have to watch it.
Well,
I love
you're
Ralphie.
not wrong. I mean, Finn, you're right. You're right. It's a great. I love it. What was it? Chinese turkey.
Rah 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 rah
Oh
rah
my
rah.
God! No.
No. Rah 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 la la la.
No, they were not.
Deck the heart with boughs of holly.
No, it's fiery. So awful. It's just awful.
You know what's really sad is that now people will think that's like all racist and everything. It's sad. It's just a classic. Embrace the classics.
It's just a classic. I know. It is. I mean, It is what it is. All right.
Welcome to the day and age we're in.
Yeah. So we've got a roster review today, and then what else are we doing today, Finn? We got the roster review, and then what are we going to do after that?
So we'll hold off on weird news until later in the week because today we have Grand Arena coming up. So once again, you guys will be able to help decide the defense teams for me for sure. And Ranger, are you putting yours up too?
I'm still running the same teams that we picked before. That's doing well. I mean, I lost my other battle by 5, but that's because of my own stupidity. I was not paying attention. Got sidetracked in one of my battles where the wife distracted me. I killed like the Kira stall team, and I had killed 4, and I had Nest left, and I had like 2 minutes left. I got asked a question. I got distracted and started doing something. And I came back. I'm like, no. So I lost by 5 points because of that. I would have won the entire thing, and I would have been into the finals, but I messed up because I was sitting there like, all right, let me do my Grand Arena. So I'm like, win. All right, let me just clear this clear team, and then what's that? Question. Okay, and so we have to do this, and then I come back, 10 seconds left. I'm like, ah! I was like, really? So when I lost by 5, I was like, well, shit. I have no one to blame but myself. So crap. So, sorry guys, your teams on defense did a really good job. I screwed up on offense, so that's why I'm not in the finals. I think
I'll show you what I put on my defense on the second day, because I didn't use the same ones. I put some different ones on defense, and so I'll show you guys what I did, and then you guys can decide what you want to. I'm in the finals right now, so you guys will help me pick finals defenses.
There you go. So we'll take it seriously. I'll be going for...
you don't have to. I don't care.
I'll be like second to third. I ain't going to get first or anything like that. So I think...
Yeah, I don't care if we're serious or not, so...
Yeah, it's fine.
You guys can do whatever the hell you want.
It's all for fun. So get your questions in. We know the C-3PO event's still going on. If you're having problems with that, trust me, I feel you on that. CG makes these things so god darn hard. Golly. It took me 20-something tries to get it. Finn did not get it yet because...
I've been holding off. I have not attempted since the other stream, so I've been working on my Ewoks so we can do it on stream. I've been gearing them up. Mm-hmm. I've been prepping. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so later in the week, probably on the last day, when there's less than 25 hours left, we'll do it. So... we'll figure out... I have to figure out when exactly the event ends at like 2 a.m. or something. So yeah, whenever. On that last day, we'll do it. 3 days, 14 hours. So in 3 days is what? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it looks like Thursday. I'll do a stream for it.
All right. So let's get to our roster review, shall we? Let's see, who are we doing today? We are doing... well, if I can find it. Turn that off. Turn this on. Big Jedi Ace's profile. And they're in Those Were the Droids. Those were the droids.
Which is very appropriate with C-3PO.
Well, you're not wrong. So, what are we looking to cover here today?
Okay. So, Big Jedi Ace, which is an account of Space Monkey, was asking us about looking at just kind of the overall roster. He's trying to advance. He's been working and getting close to finishing off the Revan farm, so we can kind of see where he is with his Old Republic.
Sure.
But after that, he's looking as to figure out what direction he should go. He just 7-starred his 7-starred and Zeta'd his Bosk in order to get Chewie for the next time he's around, and he's already at 6-star. He's looking to better his Jedi Training Rey team for Phase 1, his Nightsister team for Phase 4. So we're going to look kind of overall at his team with regards to his arena. He wants an alternative arena team primarily for climbing, and then last, his ships. He can get into the top 100 but for payout, but he normally stays around 120. So ships, squeets, his arena, his Sith raid, and then what he should farm.
Well, he's running the CLS Chewbacca Han thing. Let's look at where his Sith are right now. No Traya. So he might as well run with... until you get Trey or Revan, the team you're running, honestly, dude, is pretty solid. Let's go to Rebels. Sith look really good, by the way. If I can find them. There's Rebels. Yeah, your rebels are really, really solid. Chewbacca is gear 11. He's only 6 stars, but I mean, the team you're running now, 3PO would be a great 3PO, man. Holy crap on offense, 3PO. Even on defense.
Mm,
Ugh. Golly.
I don't know. I don't really have a problem fighting against 3PO teams. It's
an
more of an
RNG thing
offense
with
team
me.
than.
Well, it's a very offensive-minded team, but on offense you can climb fine, and then on defense, it comes down to mods. But sweet God in heaven, I just had one bad RNG where I went in there. I didn't get a chance to go. They just went and wiped out my entire team. I'm like, what?
On the Rebel team?
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm going to see if I can fight one, because I hadn't seen one. I'm looking through my shard right now, and I see one CLS team that I can maybe fight to test it out. Because, yeah, I hadn't seen C-3PO yet on defense, so I haven't been able to test it out. So
Yeah.
I will try later today and see how it works.
Yeah, it's a pretty potent team, man. It is very potent, and I think it's CLS, Han, Chewie, R2, and 3PO was the one I was facing. I have to go back and look here for a second.
The one that I have is, it's CLS,
Yeah.
Han, Chewie, C-3PO,
No
and Thrawn.
tank. Yeah, it's no tank, no old Ben. I mean, that team, God damn, that team hits. You better not mess around with that team. And Revan, people have been telling me that team is ponying Revan too. I'm like, God. And there's another team with JTR.
Yeah, it's
with
really
3PO.
good against them.
Because
But against Treya, though, it kills itself.
It does, but if it gets off and hit it, like if the AI, I don't know what the idea, it just targeted my Treya. She was dead instant. I was like, what the hell happened? I was like, wow. And I have a ton of health and protection stuff, and it was just like, it got going, and I was like, damn. So I kind of looked and I beat it the second time. So it's pretty damn good. I know there's a JTR team with 3PO they're running out there that some people have been talking about, but haven't seen that one as yet. So it's pretty nasty. He's a nasty character for the Rebels. So, and that's a great offensive team. Like if you're facing Treya or Revan, it can beat that team. So in Grand Arena, that's something to think about. So I'm definitely thinking about it. So I'm going to gear up my 3PO. So I'm looking for his 3PO, see if he's even there unlocked. Not seeing it, so let's look at his Ewoks.
So he actually had a question, which is that he's gearing his Ewoks and wants to know if it can be done without Wicket and Logray. I would say
Logray,
it would
yes.
be very difficult from what we've seen.
Yes, and it's going to take without either one of those, because those you're going to have to get
Wicket stealth Ewok Elder,
Yes.
which is part of what you really need. Plus, he gives a lot of turn meter with his AoE that as long as you get his crit chance up, he does a lot of turn meter gain for your Ewoks. And then Logray not only dispels the taunt and stuff that's on that random Rebel Trooper dude, but he also gives turn meter as well. So the Ewoks are all about turn meter manipulation and being able to gain turn meter and take multiple turns and all of that. You're losing two characters that are kind of critical for that. Now, Ewok Scout can remove turn meter with his basic, so he does have some. And Tebow can also give all of your Ewoks full turn meter and all of that. So it's not like they don't have a reasonable kit, but it's going to be a little bit harder for you to protect your Ewok Elder, which is basically the most critical part of that entire fight from what we were doing that other day, Ranger. Like, if your Ewok Elder dies, you're screwed, because your Ewoks are going to die. You just want to make sure the one that reses them is not the one dying.
Right. And that's the key with Wicket. So it's going to be tough if you can get your... I mean, I had, 2 or 3 at Gear 11. There are a couple that are Gear 10 about the 11. And, I mean, when the Rebels go, they go. I mean, and they hit so hard. I mean, I was cussing up a storm. It was bad. It was just about hitting the right abilities at the right time. It was all RNG. I got the right RNG at the right time, and I was able to get past it. Once you get Chewie down and Han down, you're in. You're good, because the Commando and Leia can hit hard, but it's not that overwhelming damage where it's like bam 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 dead, bam 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 dead. You're like, oh well, I'm gonna have to start over. So I don't know what to tell you, brother. Just keep fighting the good fight. I mean, if you can unlock 3PO 5-6 stars, still go for it. So You might be able to get them to 7. You get your Ewoks to 11, you might have a shot at it, but it's going to be a little bit harder for you without low gray or Wicket. That's a little bit tougher. I think Wicket's more important than low gray, in my opinion, because he stealths Elder, and that's how you keep your Ewoks going with his resist and stuff and the heals. So, I mean, if your Elder's getting obliterated, I mean, then they will target him. They will target the hell out of him. All right, so we're missing Revan and we're missing 3PO. He could probably get a 5-6 star 3PO, not a problem with that team. But
yeah, I think he can get 6-star with his 6-star Logray and stuff. So 6-star, I mean, you should be fine. 7 stars, obviously the big question mark. But
yeah,
let's see. His Old Republic, he said he was working on his Revan stuff. So Bastila is 7-star, Gear 12 with the Zeta. So
nice.
He's fine on Bastila. Jolie is 5-star, Zalbar is 5-star, Mission is 5-star, T3 is 4-star. So he's working on them. We don't know when the event is going to come back, but you're on the right track. So just kind of keep doing what you're doing. We don't want to put a panic farm or anything yet, but we obviously don't know when Revan's going to return. Speculation would be February if he returns.
Mm-hmm.
That would give about 6 months
So
of
he came
Revan.
in
which has
October?
been about... Was that? Yeah, he was in October.
Because Chewie was September, right? So Chewie, September, December. He may come back in the end of January. Or January.
Yeah,
Could
right
be
around
February.
February is when it makes the most sense. Because that's also Sith month, and we can easily see Revan being used for something else. And so, yeah, I think if we're targeting February with just speculation base, you're on track for it. Now, you will want to make sure that you are saving up crystals if you can. Will help you get higher in arena and look at your arena team and all of that here. But yeah, just keep on doing what you're doing. You're on the right track with the Old Republic.
Yeah, absolutely. So for arena, we'll need to check your mods. I think the team you're running is fine until you either get a Traya or you get a Revan. I mean, I think the team you have is fine. If you can get 3PO 6 stars and throw them in there, especially on offense, keeping the team you have, and then you can keep the team you have for defense. But, I mean, I'm telling you that team of CLS, Han, Chewie, 3PO, and R2 is just ridiculous. It can be beat on defense, but on offense, my God, is that thing nasty. That's why I'm working on gearing my C3PO. I'm finishing up my Holdo to get her to 12 to finish out my resistance lineup that I use. But then it's all 3PO. You know, and I mean, for me, my thing now is I'm finishing my Old Republic, so I think I'm going to go. I'm finishing up. I'm going to get Django. I'll show my lineup here in a little bit, but yeah, I mean, you're doing what you need to do. Focus on the legendary tunes. So let's keep working on your Ewoks. Let's keep farming your Old Republic so we can get 3PO and Revan. Traya, I don't know where you're at within your guild or how you're doing with that. I didn't see her unlocked in there, so I don't know where you're at with unlock for her.
But they are doing Sith Raid because you did have the question about what teams and stuff he can use in order to improve the damage.
Yeah, we're gonna look at that. I mean, you've got a 12-star Bastila. That's really good. So let's look at your resistance. That's usually the first team that we look at. That's, I mean, your JTR. That's fine. Your Trooper and Ray are 11. Probably get your Trooper Ray 12, BB-8 to 12. But the team's fine the way it is, so I'm sure your Phase 1 team is perfectly fine. Your 11 Finn.
Yeah, so BB-8 okay, so here are some little potential issues. Not issues, but things you can do in order to tweak and improve your team just a little bit during the Jedi Training Ray phase. So the thing about Jedi Training Ray is that she does her expose based on crit through her leader ability. Mm-hmm. So everyone needs a reasonable crit chance. Your R2 is at 47%. Your Resistance Trooper, I think, was also around 47%. Your Scavenger Ray is at 44%, which is fine. Now, Grande mentioned this before to me, and he's absolutely right. I tested and did all of this just to kind of see how it works out. BB-8 also needs crit chance because he's the one that you'll typically want to call to assist with Jedi Training Ray, and that means he's doing a basic. Even though on his turn, he just goes and then puts a buff on somebody, you need to make sure that he has crit because he's being called to assist. And so what you want to look at is trying to increase his crit a little bit. Now I'm looking at your BB-8. He has 88 plus speed, which is a pretty solid value for a character that's not your arena team. But certain things you can maybe look at, and I haven't gone through your mods to see, but you have a health set on your triangle, you have a health set on your cross. Potentially, you can do those with crit chance, and because you're running a defense triangle with only 8 speed, you may have a critical chance triangle that has decent speed that you can replace it. Because combined between those two mods, you're only adding 12 speed, and it's not affecting your speed set. And so you might be able to replace both of those and give yourself a little bit of a better chance for your BB-8 to put out an expose. He may not do a lot of damage, but you can then get more crit, which will increase the expose, which will make it so that the next one that attacks, which will hopefully be either Resistance Trooper or Scavenger Ray in particular, will do more damage because now there's an expose following BB-8's basic. So look at putting maybe a little bit more crit chance on just those two mods, the triangle and the cross. If you make that a crit chance set, you put a crit chance primary on BB-8. You should have I think you'll do a little bit more damage than what you're currently doing, but otherwise, it's pretty solid modding on your characters so far.
All right. So the next team.
Let's go to Nightsisters. Let's do the next kind of easier one. And so if we look at his Nightsisters, Nightsisters are solid.
Yeah.
It looks like you're using Acolyte. You'll want to move over to Talia because especially under Asajj's lead, one of the best parts about Talia is that her basic heals, which means that now you can reach that 100% health much quicker. And so it's not just special abilities with Asajj, it's not the special ability with Daka. You now have a basic with Talia and a special with her, by the way, that you can use in order to trigger the basic to happen again once she's below 100% health. So Talia is a character for that Phase 4 team that you'll want to gear up a little bit and work on. Now, you do have her modded heavy in health. You might want to consider focusing more with damage on her. Now, she's a healer, so it might sound a little bit weird, but because her main heal is her basic heals based on the amount of damage that she deals. And so for Talia to really make her pop, you want to increase her damage for each of her attacks. Now, you can put an offense set. It depends on kind of what your mods are and what percentage you can get to. You are going to get some critical chance from the overall Nightsister team, and you might be able to find a way to do that. But what I would say is you get offense from Asajj's lead, right? So you can just keep on stacking some more of this offense because critical chance isn't super prevalent within the Nightsisters. There's a lot of special damage and stuff going on. So maybe an offense set with a potential crit chance triangle. You might even go on offense triangle for more consistent healing instead of crit chance. Or if you want to focus on crit chance and trying to get those up with the crit chance set for your 2-piece bonus and see if you can get Talia closer to about 60%. Whatever it is, I would focus more on damage with Talia because that is her main healing, and it increases obviously the damage in Phase 4. So you're pretty much right in that area right now. You have the characters that you need. Very happy to see kind of all you have here. So good job so far. It looks like your Nightsisters are pretty good with one modding change, kind of similar to your Jedi Training Ray. So not any big issues so far.
All right. And then Phase 3 is the Chex Mix, but someone's been saying that C-3PO allows you to solo to clear Phase 3. Now, I don't know if that's, I haven't looked at any of that.
There's a lot of things that C-3PO is coming up now. There's a loop with Finn and C-3PO that is. I wish they would wait to make statements. So they put out the video about the Heroic AAT solo, and they said that they wouldn't do anything just for Heroic AAT. And now that same infinite loop is probably affecting Phase 3, C-3PO is probably going to get a little bit of a nerf of some kind. Or so those there's I'm not going to say an exploit, but there's kind of a combination between Zeta Finn and C-3PO that makes it so you almost get like an infinite combo, and there have been some videos showing...
Explain what that is so people know what we're talking about.
I'm not gonna... I have to look to see what exactly it is,
I don't know
honest.
what it is.
I've seen the videos for it, but I'm still trying to make sure I understand the mechanic of it. I don't know, Grim or Sanely, if you guys have seen it and know what the exact mechanic is. I know I've seen it, but I haven't... Like I said, I'm still exhausted from Saturday. I did not have time yet to look and see exactly what the mechanic is.
I'm still tired.
Mike or Grim or Sanely, have you guys had a chance? Oh, it looks like Grim and Mike are dropped.
Okay.
They're anyway.
All right, so it's just you, me, and the gingivitis.
Hooray!
Yay!
Okay,
we'll move on. So, but typically it's...
But yeah, there is some kind of thing, and there's probably going to be a bug. A bug fix or something with it.
Now, for Phase 2, you could use Jedi. Let me look at your Jedi, because you do have Bastila 7 stars. Oh, yeah, Grandmaster Yoda, Bastila, General Kenobi, Ezra, you use Zaris. I mean, it's really about just having that little turd of a frog Yoda going over again and again. I don't see Hermit Yoda. Oh, there he is. He's 5 stars. So eventually work on Hermit Yoda, keep farming him. He's priority, so I can see you're working on him, so keep that up. Jolie's, you can add that to the team when you go in there. I mean, I usually go in there with Bastila, Hermit Yoda, Grandmaster Yoda, Jolie, and Kenobi, and just watch Grandmaster Yoda just do his thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. It's a wonderfully beautiful thing. We are. And then your checks mix. I know your rebels are good and stuff, but let's look at your Imperial troopers. Let's see your Death Troopers at 11. Good, fine. That's fine for Death Trooper. I got mine at 12. He's so good. Snow Trooper at 12, man. He is the MVP of the Dark Side Territory battles. Machine gunning them to death, Finn. I love it. Troopers.
Yes, he is.
Troopers look really, really solid. So, I mean, you've got the teams. It's just tweaking here and there, finishing up some characters here and there. You're doing the right farms with the Old Republic. You're working on your Ewok, see what you can get with 3PO. I'm sure you'll get at least a 6-star 3PO out of this, so that'll be good. You can add that to your team and gear them up and stuff. I haven't geared mine completely left because I want to finish Holdo up before I go do... I'm going to finish up Holdo because she's like right there, and then I'm going to do 3PO afterwards. So, yeah, so that's kind of look at it. That's kind of a look at his heroic Sith teams. Look really solid. I think we just got to keep going till you get your Trey unlocked, Revan unlocked, 3PO unlocked is your priority right now. So let's try to do as best we can with all those. Is really what you need to be focusing on and rounding out these teams for the heroic Sith, right? All right, what else do we need to look at, Dr. Finn?
No, so he was asking also about bounty hunters in Sith Raid. Let me see which bounty hunters he has, because Boss, unfortunately a lot of them that you need are the newer ones.
Yeah, Django's a big one for that.
Django's one. Aura Singh is potentially another one. She's 3-star. Embo is 3 stars. So yeah, so your bounty hunters at this point are just going to be an additional damage team. You can throw it at Phase 2 or Phase 4, just for it'll be a good amount of extra damage on those phases, but it's not going to be like one of the super teams that you're going to use. Now, here's one thing: if you're trying to improve your Sith Raid score, and we've mentioned this before, Phase 2 is as good of a Zerg phase as Phase 4. So if you find that you're not able to wait until Phase 4, and depends on your guild rules, obviously, so don't go against whatever their rules is if you're only allowed to do one attack or whatever it is, but if you guys are just kind of open and letting people attack however they want, consider unloading your roster in Phase 2 instead of Phase 4 if you're not going to be around for Phase 4. Phase 3 has a particular team that does a lot of damage, and there's actually a few teams that you can use in order to do it. Phase 1 is obviously Jedi Training Rey. You have some Jedi team as well. Now there's C-3PO that's popping up. So if you have specific teams, you can do Phase 1 damage. But Phase 2 is another phase that you can really just Zerg with your roster. Just unload it on Phase 2 and gives you some extra points where you don't have to now wait for Phase 4. Just save your Nightsisters and then you can go on. So that's just another thing. If you guys are looking for how to improve your heroic Sith score, well, one thing a lot of people don't consider is don't try to get into the Phase 4 Zerg. Instead, do a Phase 2 Zerg and unload your roster. So just a little tip to help you guys. If you're able to do that with your guild rules and all of that, then do that instead, and that should help you so you're not waiting for other people to potentially finish the raid too early. You know you'll have enough time, and then anything you haven't used in Phase 2, if Phase 2 goes too quickly, then you can use those in Phase 4. So it's a lot of extra damage. You're not using some of your characters that are ready, so there you go.
All right. What else do we need to look at?
Next, we'll look at his fleet. And so his starting lineup is a Chimera capital ship with TIE Advanced, Imperial TIE, Biggs Darklighters X-Wing, and his reinforcements are Phantom 2, Slave 1, Cassian's U-Wing, and TIE Silencer. So I know I've mentioned this before, and there's a lot of people that disagree with me, and you guys are perfectly allowed to do so. But I do not like Phantom with that team, and I'll tell you why.
I'm not a big not with that team either. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, so there's a particular thing that happens with this team that I do in a sequence. And the way that I do the sequence always works out for me. And so I actually managed to get back into the top 5 the other day because I was bored and I did fleet battles. And so I was beating the boss teams and all of that, and I just used the same lineup. And the same starting lineup as I always have. And it's the one that I tell you guys, it's like the old one, but it still works perfectly fine. And it's Biggs, Imperial TIE, and TIE Advance in the starting lineup with Chimera. Then my first reinforcement that I usually call is going to be Sunfac. And you do have a 7-star Sunfac. His gear is gear 10. So once you get him to 11, you'll be able to get his crew ability to be unevadable. And so that also definitely does help. Or unresistible, sorry, not evadable. So it's unresistible, which is definitely a good thing. But my typical sequence in the attack is that with my first attack with the capital ship, I call TIE Advanced to attack. Because it places a target lock. The TIE Advanced is a crazy amount of damage, right? And because you're placing the target lock, now Biggs is recovering protection. So obviously you have to make sure Biggs is alive in the first round. Typically mine is. Short of usually I never have him die in the opening sequence. So Biggs alive, then you call TIE Advance in the first round. The second round you call in a ship, and usually I'll call in Sunfac, and I'll try to stun 2. Now sometimes there's a taunting ship, so I only can stun as I come in, and then I just do attacks on it, right? So that's what I do on that one. Now the reason I don't call Phantom 2, and I tried this, is that the next round you now have to call in another ship. Otherwise you've wasted Phantom 2. But in that third round, I prefer to get the heal, because my Biggs can sometimes survive, sometimes it doesn't, but otherwise my Sunfac has taken damage, or my TIE Advance has taken a little bit of damage. And so getting the heal on the third turn is the way that I typically go. And so because I do a heal on the third turn, Phantom is completely wasted on my reinforcements. There's really no point for Phantom on my team. And so I use Sunfac. Then I have in the next ship, it's usually going to be Poe Dameron. And I told you guys know I love this ship at this point. Poe ship, which you have, is a really good ship because once you have it maxed out fully, it basically comes in and can nearly insta-kill most ships. If you're able to get Bosk down between TIE Advanced and then the buff immunity by Imperial TIE Fighter, you'll be able to almost take, and I have taken out a big Bosk's Houndstooth with Poe upon coming in. And so Poe Dameron's ship is just ridiculously good. The other 2 ships I keep, which are a little bit more conditional, are going to be the TIE Reaper. And TIE Reaper is there primarily if I feel like I need to change the way that the turn meter gain is happening. If there's something in particular that may have thrown off the turn meter sequence and their capital ship is a little bit faster than mine and I need to switch the turn meter and I'm having a hard time getting in and getting something to attack my Imperial TIE, especially if it has Foresight up or something like that, then I bring in TIE Reaper in order to help me with the turn meter. And then Slave 1 is obviously just another tank if I really feel like the need to. So if Sunfac is on the verge of death, or if I lost Biggs and Sunfac, then I'll bring in my Slave 1 in order to eat up some damage. But that's my reasoning behind that team, and I don't have any issues with my fleet chart, and that includes like the WTF teams and stuff that have shown up on my roster as well. Now, occasionally I will lose because there's some RNG involved with some of the damage and all of that, Because if they get like massive amounts of crits, which is just annoying as hell, then there's not much I can do. My Imperial TIE may not hit the target lock immediately, and that's part of the RNG as well. But the lineup that I use, again, Chimera with Biggs, Imperial TIE, TIE Advance in the starting lineup, with Poe, Sunfax, Slave 1, and then TIE Reaper, that one has gotten me to the top. And it looks like you have most of the ships available to you. You have all of these ships already. You have a TIE Reaper. We talked about your Sunfac. You have your Slave 1, and you have Poe Dameron. Like, you're solid to use that team if you want to go that route. I don't think you have to overcomplicate it with, and they're good ships, but Phantom 2 I see much more as a PvE ship, or with other capital ships, not Chimera, because I think that heal turn 3 ends up being very critical. The Slave 1 is fine. Your Cassian U-Wing is a really good ship. You can put that instead of TIE Reaper if you want. Or Slave 1, to be honest, because both of those are very conditional ships to me. Poe and Sunfac are the two main ones. And then you have TIE Silencer, same thing. If you want to replace TIE Reaper or Slave 1 with TIE Silencer, you're not going to get really any argument from me, because TIE Silencer also stuns. But if you're looking for a way, honestly, to increase in fleet without attacking, then you have to go towards Houndstooth. But if you're looking for a climbing team, just modify your reinforcements, and I think you'll have better luck.
All right. Well spoken. All right. Anything else, Dr. Finn?
I think that covers it. I know Space Monkey has been messaging me with stuff, so I've been reading it. So if you have any other questions, let me know. But I think we covered everything. I'm going to take a quick look at his mods just to see where all of his mods and everything are. Let me see. I'm going to sort by speed and... yeah, primarily on his arena team. There's some that are scattered a little bit, but they look like they may have been sliced up, and that's why they're on kind of random characters. But the majority are on his arena team. So yeah, no real big issue. If you're done kind of slicing for a little bit, I would say maybe remod some of your characters and get them a little bit faster and whatnot. But that's pretty much it.
Some blues
overall,
and purples that he needs to slice. So let's make those a priority. Getting those to gold 5.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of blues and purples on the top that have speed that could probably be even better. So let's get those mods sliced. Yeah, there's some speed mods. Yeah, we got some speed we got to work on slicing. So let's just start from the way down. Just, you can look. I always do this. I always pull my GG page like, which mod? Oh, okay. Because I want my whole page to be gold. So I'm just going through like, okay, that's the next one I'm going to work on. So that's kind of how I do it. I'm not doing... if I do have 60 mods, but that's just because I've gotten loot from stuff. I'm like, okay, I'll do this. But I'm not farming the material for those. All right, and if you have any more questions, you know where to find us, my friend. Now, if you guys would like a Ross review, all you need to do is send your GG page to Dr. Finn Medicine Woman. Make sure that he does respond. We'll add you to the queue, and when it is your time to come up, we will get with you and let you know when your Ross review is coming up, and that's how it works. And so if you would like a Ross review, just make sure you send that, and Dr. Finn responds. Okie dokie. So, Dr. Finn, that's that. Let us get back into the realm of the game. Did you want to show your... what are we doing next, Dr. Finn?
did you want them to vote for yours or no?
I'm going to keep the same ones we have before I can go place them. Well, are we in...
Okay, so let's switch to mine then, and then we can have people...
I'm still keeping the same team, so I'll place them right now real quick, just for everybody, and then... you guys can be there. Like in the back, I think we had, let's see, we had the Nightsister team with Emphas, if I'm not back there. Let's see, Nightsisters, where are you?
Yeah, so in the meantime, you guys can type in the chat what kind of teams you want to suggest. I'll show you here in a second, once Ranger places his defenses, what I placed on defense the first time, which is what you guys voted, and what I put the second time, which is kind of what I chose. We're going to do weird news later in the week, Famock, because of the timing of Grand Arena. So we wanted to give you guys a chance to pick our defenses again. We'll do questions. So probably tomorrow we'll do weird news and bring that back. But just because of the timing of Grand Arena, it made more sense to kind of go through this. But yeah, so if you guys have suggestions for teams, go ahead and put them in there. My Wampa is still definitely unmodded. So yeah, that's always interesting.
The other team is Bounty Hunters. Yeah, let's put those on D. Set.
So while he's doing that, sanely, do we have some questions? We might be able to get through one or two now, and then we can pick some more up.
JVU 420 question: with C-3PO soloing the Sith Raid Phase 3 and Nerf bound to come, why doesn't CG test tunes before they release them?
So it's not that they're not testing characters, okay? So here's the thing. There are always going to be, because of how many people there are in the community, and this goes with anything. So if you guys have done programming and stuff, I'm sure you guys have an idea. And if you don't, I'll kind of let you know. Because it's kind of, it's common sense when you kind of think about it from a different standpoint. Now, we're thinking about it from the perspective of they are releasing a product. We expect the product to be finalized when it comes out, which is a reasonable assumption based on like a consumer viewpoint. From the perspective of people that are coding games or anything for that matter, if you're releasing it to a mass of millions of people, you're not going to be able to test it with everyone. You're going to only be able to test it with a few people, especially if you have to get those people under NDA so they don't release the information early and all of that. You don't want to have a group that's overly large, because then you obviously don't have control and you have leaks and all of that kind of stuff. So you're limited with the number of people that are going to be testing it, just simply for logistical reasons. You have the developers who are doing kind of the system testing, that are trying to make sure things aren't breaking, like the different things are just working in the background. They're not generating error codes. There's no like loops or bugs or anything like that are happening with the code itself, not the character interactions. Then you have a group of testers that will test it to see if they can find some of these interactions. But not everything can always be caught. Additionally, the stuff that they're doing in game, just picture how much they coded with Grand Arena, for example, right? They're not putting it in the live environment. They're not putting it in the environment that we are working in. They're putting it in a background environment, a developer environment, a quality testing environment, where some of the variables are just not able to be tested, because once you move things into a live environment, things change. And so you try to capture as much of it as you can, but unfortunately, there's just sometimes certain things that it's hard to test because of either limitations logistically for the number of people that can test it, or just because there's going to be stuff in the production environment that is not available in the testing environment. And so when you move something to a live environment, you then have to test it. So it is a disappointment from a consumer, from a player standpoint, because you want them to have a finalized working product, but it is a programming kind of commonality that there's always like a bug sometimes, or a loop that wasn't found or something with these kind of games, and then they eventually just go back and fix it. So this one wasn't as egregious as some of the other bugs that should have been caught. So I would just say, just kind of bear with them. They're going to change it now, because again, this was a post that I wish they hadn't put, but when somebody put out the Heroic AAT post saying that they were soloing it, their response was, well, to effect, Heroic AAT isn't important anymore. We're only going to concern ourselves with the newer content. And now they have the Sith Raid Phase 3 solo, and I'm gonna guess that they're gonna redo it, because the infinite loop now affects the newer content. But I just wish they didn't make that first statement. It kind of puts them in a pigeonhole where it's like, oh, okay, so let's all find a way to break it in Heroic Sith for them to actually fix the infinite loop. And we know how long it took for Tebow. We know how long it took for 600. I mean, who knows how long it's going to take to fix this. And so now it's just going to kind of hang over them, because it's affecting Sith instead of AAT.
All right, so did you want to... the hell? Oh, that's Skype. I'm like, what the hell was that? Okay, did you want me to pull up your NGINX?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, so that's Finn's team. You guys can figure out what you want to put on defense. Now, remember, he could win.
All right, so we have a team of Tuskens, Cup, and Jedi Knight Guardian. Okay, so the only thing I'm going to say is, as long as they're level 85, I will put them on. I don't even care about gear. As long as they're level 85. I don't think my Tuskens are. So I don't think Tuskens... Yeah, I have 2 Tuskens. So we have 2 Tuskens. Yeah, no. And then Jedi Knight Guardian, I seriously doubt is going to be... Yeah, no Jedi Knight Guardian. Unfortunately, that team is what it is.
That's right, I say.
Okay.
The Theorem Morgan. Can you stop playing devil's advocate? I blame Finn.
Well, I try to be objective. That's all I can say. There's no point in assessing something from only one side, in my opinion, because then you're just viewing everything through your own prism. You have to try and understand why it's happening and what can be done. From Finity, the player perspective, I'll tell you right now, it annoys me to no extent the fact that this infinite loop is there.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's annoying that they release the character and there's a bug, and this isn't the first time where they release a character in the game and then there's a bug within like a day, and there's an infinite loop or something, and then that's why we make fun of Newt Gunray, because Newt Gunray keeps on getting nerfed.
What did you say?
It's annoying as hell, but the thing that I know from having a background in IT at this point is I understand why it happens. That doesn't necessarily excuse it, but I understand why it happens. So that's all I'm trying to say. I'm not telling you guys not to be mad. I'm not telling you guys that it's right. All I'm telling you is that there is a reason for why it's happening, and that's it. I'm just telling you the reason why it's happening. You don't have to accept it as a valid reason. You don't have to do anything with it. You can continue to be angry with CG. I'm not trying to convince you one way or the other, but it is important, and that's why we do RSG with like panels and stuff, is because we want multiple perspectives. If you only hear something from one side, then it's never going to do that. Doesn't expand anything. You don't learn anything from just one side all the time that you may or may not agree with. So.
Nathaniel Morgan says Finn is a poopy head, and he put the poopy
Well, yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Hashtag I blame Finn is there for.
I mean, it's science, for God's sakes. All right, let's figure this out. So we're looking at Finn's. What do we want to put on defense? Let's see here. Stanley, if you can scoop up some of the suggestions here, that would be fantastic.
It's going to be hard, I think, for Sanely. Unless, are you reading the chat, Sanely, or are you going through Nightbot?
If you're going through Nightbot, I'll go see if I can find anything.
I'm scooping up questions just from regular chat. So
okay.
Okay.
I'm seeing some suggestions. I don't know if you're grabbing those too, but I can go through those and grab those.
Tim Better, Empire Strikes Back team, Rolo, Han Solo, Hoth Rebel Soldier, Hoth Rebel Scout, Lando. I don't know if Lando was. I mean, it is the Empire Strikes Back team, but I get in a Hoth feel with that team.
Yeah, Ryozoba XJ is saying the same thing. Rolo, Hoth Brothers, Wampa, and Captain Han.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, let's do that one. I also saw another one above from Bimasu. I think that was the Kira team.
Okay.
So we can put that one too. So
sure.
Okay. So we have Rolo. So it's Rolo, Hoth Brothers, then Captain Han and Wampa. Okay, there's my Wampa. Wampa. Okay, so this is my Hoth Scout, my Hoth team.
The Hoth team is assembled.
The Hoth team is down. I dropped it like it's Hoth.
The pins shot again.
Okay.
Drop it like it's hot.
All right. So then the next one I saw was the Kira.
Okay.
So I do want to try and save some teams for offense. So
yeah, I mean,
I like saving more for offense. That's why I'm kind of like doing other stuff. As long as I have enough for offense, I don't really care. Let's see. So Kira, Vandor, Mission, Zalbar, and L3. So that is my like stronger scoundrel team.
Way to go, Finn. We had 38 thumbs up, and then someone just gave us a thumb down because they're saying you're now working for Grande and CG. Way to go, Finn.
That's science.
Poopy head.
Well, yeah. Okay. So Kira, Mission, Zalbar, Vandor, Chewie, and L3.
Okay.
I saw that team, so I'll put that on defense.
Word.
Okay. So that fills up that zone. Let's look up another one. I'm trying to go through the chat. Revenator says all Jawas on defense. Okay.
Oh,
we can do all
okay.
Jawas.
OTD.
OTD. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so we have all Jawas. Okay, so we're putting all Jawas on defense.
Right.
There we go. Let's see. What else am I seeing here?
Doya-san, Team Rebel, Jedi, Old Ben, Ezra, Kanan, Hermit Yoda, CLS.
Okay. All right.
Hermit Yoda's not really a rebel, is he?
I don't think he is.
No.
No. But he's close. We can say he's supposed to be. I'm good with saying he's supposed to be. So we have Old Ben, Hermit Yoda, Ezra, Kanan,
CLS.
CLS. Oh, you're making me put CLS on this team?
Yeah, I don't want to put
Damn,
CLS on this team. No, don't do that. Who else could we put on here?
Fulcrum Ahsoka?
Oh yeah, you could make this the. You can make this the
Doja-san, would that be acceptable?
Ahsoka, that would be great.
CLS
Those are all the characters that
Fulcrum
were in the
Ahsoka?
Rebels TV show. Great. Yes. The Rebels Jedi TV show. Very nice. I like it.
And I see one from Tib Bedard, which is Qui-Gon, Jedi Knight, Anakin, Snips, Plo Koon. Okay, so Georgia says that Fulcrum works.
Okay, that works. Yeah, it's right from the TV show.
Okay. So then if we go to this one, so I see Old School Jedi, which is Qui-Gon, Jedi Knight, Anakin, Snips, Plo Koon, and Kit Fisto.
Oh, you're going to Old Republic.
So Qui-Gon,
I'm sorry, Clone Wars.
Jedi Knight, Anakin, Snips, Plo Koon. Oh, I don't have Kit Fisto. Kit Fisto is only 64. So I need another old school
Ayla.
one. Yeah, I'll do Ayla. I can do Mace Windu. Whatever you guys want. Luminara,
Clone Wars.
Amagundi, Eth Koth. You want me to put Eth Koth?
No, that's just wrong.
Jedi Consular?
Just should never. No, those two should never be used.
Yeah, what else says Eth Koth? Oh, Xylo says Mace.
Yeah.
Mace or Eth Koth? We're down to those two. I see more. Okay, so I see 2 for Eth Koth, 1 for Mace, 1 for Amagundi, 1 for Barris, 1 for Lumi. Eth Koth is in the lead with 2 right now.
Oh Jesus.
3 for Eth Koth.
Oh God, no, not Eth Koth. God,
I think there's. I think Eth Koth is about to win it here. Eth Koth is up to 2.
Yeah, there's another Mace.
Yeah, so we have 2 for Mace. We have 3 for Eth Koth. We have 1 Amagundi, 1 Barris, 1 Lumi, 1 Ayla.
Tim Bitter said.
We have 3 for Mace. We have 3 for Mace. We have 1 for Voltron.
4 for Mace.
We have 1 for Voltron. All right, Mace is winning. We're putting Mace on the team.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson is going on this team. There we go. It is official.
I mean,
okay. So Qui-Gon Jinn, Jedi Knight Anakin, Snips, Plo Koon, and Mace Windu.
I like it.
Okay.
Awful.
And then.
We need one more.
Yep, we went Mace for that one. So I'll show you guys what I did in the last round, and then let me see. I'm trying to see if there's another team. Let me show you what I did last round, and I can put my CLS team on defense if you want. But so last round, this one I did my defenses because we didn't have time because of the stream and everything. So I did the Amagundi lead. So I did Amagundi, Jedi Knight, Anakin, Qui-Gon, Ayla, and Luminara. Then I had Zeta Maul, Savage, Dooku, Sith Assassin, and Wampa. Then in my other territory, I had CLS team, which actually got 3 defenses. So CLS, Chewie, Han, Chirrut, and Baze. And then I had my Nightsisters. So Nightsister, so Talzin, Asajj, Zombie, Daka, and Enfys Nest. So that was that one. And then this one was Imperial Troopers in the top, and then Ewoks in the bottom. So those are my team defenses for last round. And then the other one was...
Fleet.
This one was the one you guys did. So it was the furry team. So Zalbar, Vandor, Veteran Chewie, Chewbacca, and Enfys Nest. Then I had Ewoks. Then this one was Imperial Troopers, and then a Hans team, just all Hans.
This guy's probably looking
Then
at
we
his
had
squads going, what in the name
Phasma
of Christ?
Rey, Qui-Gon Jinn, Sunfac, Royal Guard, and then we had the Nightsisters with Wampa and Barriss. So those were in the first ones. So
Two Fingers wants an all ginger team.
What the hell is an all ginger
I don't even
team?
know what that means.
Who are the gingers?
Well, Ginger Ninja, of course. Other than that,
My
I don't
range
know.
trooper is not
No, not really.
I'm assuming that's also considered. I know he's not the ginger ninja, but range trooper is not. He's like level 55.
Just put the murder bearers on defense.
Trying to think what else.
There was
Final
two
team
different
Ewok.
suggestions for Nightsisters. One with Nightsisters with Nest, and then the other one was with Asajj.
I also saw one with Barriss.
Yeah, I meant Barriss, not Asajj.
Oh, okay. So let's do that then. So it's Nightsisters. We'll do Nightsisters, and we can either go. So you guys can vote for two things. First thing is, do you want Asajj lead or do you want Talzin lead? And then the second part is, do you want Barriss or Nest? There you go. We'll do that as the last team. So we'll do Nightsisters for defense. And then are we going to have Nest or Barriss? And then which one for lead? Asajj or Talzin? Ryozoba, Maul is a redhead. All right. While they're voting for that, let's go ahead and go through questions sanely. Let's get a couple more.
Tangent Revolution question, Porg.
Really? God.
Most Mike question, can Finn stop pretending that his grand plan to Zeta Rose Taco has not been successful? He knows he wants to be kissed by a rose.
Mm-hmm.
Helen X, how awesome was the 12-hour RSG #StewStrong charity marathon? Answer, it was epically awesome. Every
And
guest was awesome.
exhausting.
Chat was awesome. The fundraising was awesome. Kudos, guys. Thanks, Helen X.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still exhausted.
I need to take a nap before I start doing this 8 hours of school work. I'm still tired. As soon as we're done with the stream, I'm gonna take a nap because I am so tired. I still haven't recovered. I slept like 10, 11 hours yesterday. I'm like, ugh. And I did a little bit of school work. I'm like, oh God, no, Jesus, sweet baby Jesus, no.
Okay, Asajj Nest appears to be winning, so we're gonna go with Asajj
cool,
Nest.
that's fine.
Okay.
Makwa, question, what is the first Zeta for C-3PO?
Yes.
I'm still not entirely sure.
Just do both. Be happy.
Both of his are pretty like situational. I would say maybe the one that provides the most benefits. So here's the weird thing. I'm seeing C-3PO on Revan's team now. So if you're putting him on Revan, then
Why?
the one where he gets a bonus with R2 is useless. Like he'll gain translation at the start, but part of that is that R2 gets it too. So if you're not even using R2, then why would you bother?
Yeah, why would you? Yeah, so it depends. If you're not going to use R2, then go with, oh my goodness. If not, then do. Wait for me!
Yeah, I think oh my goodness is probably
my.
the more consistent out of all of them because it's not really reliant on any particular team to make the most benefit. It's the same argument kind of with like the Zalbar and the Mission Zetas. They're both good Zetas, but you really need to use them with each other in order to make the most use of them, especially Zalbar. Because Zalbar can gain protection, but without Mission, it's like, eh. So I would say Oh My Goodness is probably the better one, but R2, if you're using him with R2, then that one may come into come handy. So, okay. And then I saw the fleet suggestion, and the fleet suggestion was all endurance with Galactic Republic, so I'll do that.
Yeah, do that. Throw Anakin on your first reinforcement. Simple enough. Fives, Rex.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put everything like that. That's pretty much how it shapes out.
Yeah. So there you go.
Done. There we go. We have my defenses set for the finals.
What will happen? Will Finity win? Will he get destroyed? Will he ever receive that giant check from CG for pondering to them? Find out.
God, I saw the comment. I think it was Darth Rada that said that I'm the new SB Crumb. I am not.
I wouldn't mind. Crumb is cool as hell. And
I have been doing this now for 2 years on the stream.
The crap out of them. It was so beautiful. Oh,
so I'm going to be buying a controller to try and play the game with a controller.
I still think he's going to kick your ass. It was fantastic.
Oh, he will, for sure. But at least I can... That game is not easy to play with a keyboard. No, I'm going to say that right now. No. It is hard to do those movements. Like on a keyboard, damn, it's not... Yeah.
It was beautiful to watch. Just watching Tits alone just was fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, I know. Her with the chicken.
Oh, God. Oh, just what happens to the chicken? Oh, jeez. So many wonderful deaths that she had that were just so funny to watch, you know. And then her reaction. Crumb is good for. He's a good man, Charlie Brown. All right, are you done there, Dr. Finn?
Yeah. We got my team.
Okay.
Do you want to see me attempting Ewoks while we answer more questions?
Oh, sure. Why not?
We can just watch this awfulness while we do it. It's my first attempt since the other stream, so we'll see what it... All right. Let's keep going with the questions.
Now you geared these a little bit more?
And remember,
I did gear some of them a little bit more, so we'll see how it works out this time. But we'll keep going with questions.
Yep. Nick Merck, question: I have mats to slice 5 mods to 6E, but only 2 Gear 12 characters. Keep sitting on them or good types of mods to slice?
Depends.
Who
are the mods on? What type of mods are they?
Right.
Like, if it's for a capital ship character like Thrawn, and your Thrawn is Gear 12, he's one of the Gear 12 ones, I think it's worth it to Gear 12 it, especially if it'll help you in fleet. If it's not going to make a big impact in fleet, then hold it.
Oh, question on my Treya. I have crit avoidance.
I don't have mods on them right now. So.
Why?
I should probably mod. So I'll mod my Ewok.
I'm sorry, Sailor. I just watched his elder just get destroyed back to back. I'm sorry, Sailor.
Yeah, let me throw some mods on them.
Oh, God. Okay, continue, Sailor. I apologize. Oh, my God.
Oh, question on my Treya. I have a crit avoidance primary arrow with 19 speed. Keep that on or put a 30 speed primary arrow.
I like that crit avoidance with that 19 speed. I mean, 11 speed with make her as defensive as possible to avoid. If I had a mod like that, you bet your monkey butt I would definitely put that on mine. But I don't. So thus, I stand before you a broken and bitter man.
Keith Constantino. Question: will Momin come to the game?
Well, who?
Momin. He's a Sith character, an old Sith character that has been introduced in the comic books.
I'm not familiar enough with him, and I'm so tired and my brain's not functioning. I don't think he would. What era is he in, Stanley? Do you know?
Old Republic.
Old Republic?
Not Old Republic. What is that called? Yeah, Old Republic, I think.
Doubtful. But you never know.
Yeah, it's possible, but unlikely. Doya's son, question: can someone tell Dana to tell her husband to let me win in Grand Arena, please? He is my last match for first in Grand Arena.
I'm not telling Dana to do that. Are you crazy?
I'm afraid of Dana and
I'm not
AD.
afraid of Dana. She's just gonna pork me, and I'm just gonna get very angry.
You haven't seen her angry. That's all I gotta say.
Finn, I don't know why you're so scared of
I'm
those women.
always scared.
Finn.
She has guns. That's all I gotta say. I'm easily scarable. And she knows how to use a gun.
You have 5 speed I was about to say, what are you doing, Finn?
No, I put all the speed sets first, and then I see what I have for speed secondaries in order to replace 2 of them.
Okay.
Nathaniel Morgan question. Well, this was already asked before, but I'll just put it out there. Will C-3PO get nerfed in Phase 3 Sith? Does CG test their stuff, or do they like the community being the beta testers?
Well, CG Finity already spoke about this, but I'll just say that I mean, it depends if it's working as intended. I mean, I don't know about the loop thing, but these aren't raids. I mean, the hat raid can be soloed, so it's not that big a deal. Now, the Sith raid for Phase 3, I think because of that, they still don't want that to be where something along those lines leads to a phase of the Sith raid being soloed, so I think that's why it's going to cause changes. Unless CG's at the point where they're like, because enough guilds are beating it now that they are farming trade. That it's, they'll look at the data and make a decision, but it's like, my initial assessment is, they'll do something about it. So, I don't know. But if it was just the hat, I would say probably not, but since it's the Sith raid and it's Phase 3, then they're going to do something about it. Just expect it.
Nathaniel Morgan question, is anyone else currently finding no enjoyment in Squad Arena? Yesterday I pulled a Finn and almost didn't finish my dailies because of the squad battles. Just went in twice and forfeited.
For me, because I don't have Revan, it's interesting. I mean, I may do 3PO just to have my Rebels as an offensive team, just to have some fun with that. The only character I'm missing is Revan right now. I mean, that's not unlocked, and it's driving me nuts. So, the good news is that I do have my Old Republic. I got mission done. Zalbar's 88 out of 100, and now I'm going to start doing the T3. He'll be cake. I'll get him done in no time. So when the Revan event comes back, I'm ready. I'll be done, ready to go when he does come back. So I'll be able to add him. I have more than enough Zetas and Omegas to do him when he comes back. So I'm going to get 3PO to gear 12, put the Zetas on him, just so I can run it for you guys. I do have the abilities for it, but I'm just waiting to put the Zetas and Omegas on until I get him to gear 11. It's like, what's the point? I tried to finish Holdo first. But I kind of understand your feeling with that because the meta is Revan. And then some teams that can beat it, but that suck on defense. Whether it's Trey and stuff. So, I mean, I've got some scrub people that are beating me. It's like, God dang it. So I go in there and I do my 5 battles, but I'm not really, if I get into top 10, great. If I'm in top 20, great. If I finish 20 or 21, I don't care. So I'm not as enthused about it right now. I'm just waiting until I get my Revan, and then my Shard knows that they're in big trouble. So enjoy while it lasts, because once I get Revan, you're all mine. So are you enjoying Finn getting his ass kicked as much as I am right now?
Sure.
Oh no! Come on, Saintly. Saintly, how do you really feel? You're not going to give me that monotone BS nonsense. How do you really feel?
I haven't really been paying attention to that. All I care about is all these questions.
Yeah. So let's keep rocking and rolling if Finn gets his ass beat.
Doya-san question, will Darth Nihilus lead be the counter to CLS 3PO team because the team can't do crits?
Nope. It still hits ridiculous and confusion. No, it's not. Sorry.
Slash Van Rhodes question, how do you mod Magma under Thrawn lead to beat Traya teams?
I'm trying to think, what did I do with mine? Let me look it up real quick. Give me a uno momento por favor. What did I do my Magma as? Sorry. Didn't have them up available, but I'll pull them up right now. What did I go with? Old Magmi Trooper. I think I went potency, tenacity, and health. Those are the things that I focused in on. So I put a tenacity set on him, I put a health set on him, and then I put potency. So those are the three I went with. Kind of what I was striving for. And I blame Finn.
Sith Lord 72 question. I am currently battling for first place in Grand Arena. Why are the rewards the same for 2 to 4 places? Anyone else feel this needs to be changed?
No. I really don't care either. The rewards are just...
There is a reason why they're the same, though. And it's because of what your scores are going to be at the end. So currently, there are 2 people that are 2-0, and they're going to fight. There are 2 people that are 0-2, and they're going to fight. And then there's 4 people that are 1-1, and they're going to fight. By the end of what's going to happen, you're going to have 1 person at 3-0, 3 people at 2-1, 3 people at 1-2, and 1 person at 0-3. That's why they did it the way they did, because otherwise you're going to use tiebreakers in order to differentiate, and it really shouldn't make a difference which order you face somebody. Whether you face somebody hard in the second round and then you face somebody easier in the third to get to 2-1, or whether you face easier in the second round and harder in the third to get to 2-1. I mean, you could do it that way, but it's not bracketed in a way that really does that. So, I mean, I know people are thinking like gold medal, silver medal, you made it to the final round, so you should get like second place or whatever. But really, they're just doing it based purely on the final record. So I don't have an issue with how they did it.
Be more fet question. If we can reuse Hermit Yoda and C-3PO in raids when they escape the battle, why can't we attack in Territory War or Grand Arena?
Wait, what was the question?
Why can't we use Hermit Yoda and C-3PO? In Territory Wars and Grand Arena.
But I mean, the answer to your question is that because it's a totally different set of circumstances. I mean, the way those are designed is so that once you use a team and/or character, you can't use it again. So, I mean...
Here's something that some people forget. You can only use Hermit Yoda 1 time in Tier 6 and below in raids. In Tier 7 in Heroic, you can use Hermit Yoda over and over again. In Tier 6, characters are limited to only 1 use, and so you wouldn't be able to use the character multiple times. We've had this question before about using Hermit Yoda in the raid and then not having it available and stuff, is because characters are limited to 1 use. It's set more around that model than it is the heroic model.
Doyusen, question. Nightsisters with Nest is a pretty strong defensive team, but Nest on offense is a no-brainer as she can earn you 63 points. Who is best 5th for Nightsister defense, Talia or Acolyte?
I mean, well, you're using Nest on the team, so you want... I mean, read that question again, or maybe I missed something. Say that one more time.
He doesn't want to use Nest on defense.
I mean, you don't have to. For me, it depends on who you're running as lead. You could go... I mean, some people like, Acolyte, some people like Talia, some people like Zombie. I'm not Zombie, but Spirit. I mean, you can run a Nightsister team just with the 5 Nightsisters, any combination. I mean, the ones you have to have is, in my opinion, is Asajj, Mother Talzin, Daka, and Zombie. The 5th is up to you, which Nightsister you want. They do different things. My preference is Acolyte, but that's just my preference. So,
I think Spirit is better, but Acolyte is a better noob check. It is a lot easier to throw somebody off with Acolyte if they don't know how to deal with stealth.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean,
but I think Spirit is better.
Yeah, Spirit's really, really good, but it's a pain in the ass farm. So I understand why people don't really.
So, people in chat are saying that you can reuse Hermit Yoda in Tier 6.
Are you sure? Okay.
I don't think Tier 6 of territory battles. or tier 6?
No. They're saying in the raid.
Oh, in the raid.
No, sorry. Paul Bracamonte, we've had people asking us why they haven't been able to use before. So I don't know if they changed that recently. So if that's true, then I apologize.
Yeah.
Because we've had people ask us why they haven't been able to use certain mechanics over and over again.
Well, I thought the raids you can use. I'm talking about territory wars and.
No, they're asking about why they can't reuse them if you can reuse it in other places.
Well, because it's design. It's the game. Its style itself. You can use him in raids, yes, but territory wars and grand arena are a different.
Okay,
animal.
so then Paul Bracamonte, I apologize. Because I know we've had questions, people asking us why they haven't been able to use certain characters even though they escaped. And we've had that question before. So in that case, I apologize. If you can use it again, then you can use them again. But these are designed for one-time use, so...
Yeah, Grand Arenas and Territory Wars is designed specifically for that. You get one shot, one kill, be all end all thing on defense, offense. Once you use that character, you can't use it again. I don't know. It'd be actually if you could use 3PO in Hermit Yoda, because the mechanic does say that, but it's specifically for that reason, because of the way they set up the game mechanics. You know, once you've used it, you can't use it again.
Darth Telewhackmanacker question. Oh my god, did anyone see Mobile Gamer's acid trip? I have never seen anything that spectacular since them days.
I didn't know he was tripping acid. Is that true?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
I don't either.
I have no idea either. Hi, Danny. Okay, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what their acid trip. Not sure. Damn it, thing, Kyrell.
Nathaniel Morgan questions, since 3PO has the infinite loop and rage, should Newt Gunray get a nerf? Seriously, though, how can they nerf Newtini and not this?
It'll get nerfed. It doesn't happen immediately like some of the other ones. Some they can do faster than others. Some they don't. It's going to get if it's that much of a problem. Trust me, it'll get the nerf back. And
they said they look at the latest content in order to determine whether or not they're going to do something. So now that it's affecting Phase 3 of the Sith raid, there probably is going to be a change. So
yeah, so we'll just have to wait and see kind of what their response is. I mean, it doesn't really matter what you and I think, guys. I mean, honestly, it's what CG's dad is telling them and what they decide is the best course for the game. So, I mean, whether you think it's fair or not it's immaterial. CG's going to look at it for the health of what they think is best for the game.
John Davies question. I heard that CG are not giving the game changers the test accounts back. Good or bad thing? It's wet, cold, and windy in Liverpool.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear about the weather. It's that time of year, but honestly, I really don't have an opinion on this. There's a lot going on with the game changers and stuff, so I don't. I'm not being a game changer. I'm not in that world. I mean, I know all those guys, but positive or negative from your point of view. I mean, some people really love the test accounts and then being able to play around with it and stuff, and then, I don't know. I have no idea.
It depends on which game changers got the content early. I mean, some of them gave out some information that wasn't entirely accurate ahead of time.
Well, sure.
But some of them were able to give good assessments on the viability of certain characters.
Yeah, I mean, the game changers are still going to be the game changer program is still going to be going on and happening. I know there's some changes going on with it. I don't know anything else other than that. So, good or bad that they lost their test account depends on whether you like them having test accounts. Did you think it was a positive or a negative? I didn't have an opinion one way or the other about it. I mean, so for some people in the community it was really cool. Some people in the community didn't really care. Or didn't like it. I don't know. So it just depends on what you think about it. for me, I think it is cool that they were able to pick characters and show them off and stuff like that. I mean, it doesn't hurt, and I think you guys, got kind of an advantage in seeing them playing on those test accounts to see the characters ahead of time to be able to make an assessment of the newer characters and maybe whether you want to invest in them or not. So that could be a positive. Negative is, I mean, you're seeing characters on the max end, that it's not there's not their actual count. I mean, you can look at it from different angles. So, but in regards to question, do I think a part of it is what's going to happen? I don't know. I mean, what Finn, you might actually beat this son of a. What is happening on screen right now? You son of a.
We shall see. There's still a lot to go.
Doyson, question around the cornhole. Wow, what is the most unique teams you have seen on defense that actually made you think on how to attack?
I haven't seen any. It's been standard. So I can't answer. I haven't seen any For me, it's been standard teams, and I've gone to standard counters. Now, maybe this time I'll pay attention. I won't get distracted by the old wife, and that's my fault. You are going to beat this, Finn. I can't. You better kill Leia, yeah. No, don't go after R2, you knucklehead.
Leia's going to stealth. That's why.
You're still gonna get
Contingent 33 question. What is the ideal team for the Chewbacca event? Like you guys had seen, I was only able to get 6-star last time. I don't want to miss the 7-star this time.
If you've got Boss 7-star Zeta, Gear 11, you'll get it. I mean, it may take a little bit of RNG depending on what your other bounty hunters are. There's 2 main characters you need. 7-star Boss with the Zeta and Gear 9, maybe Gear 10 Dengar to prevent them from stealthing. As long as they focus on Boss or somebody in the initial part of it, you're going to be fine. Those are the 2 key components of that. The other 3 bounty hunters, that's what it comes down to.
Apropos win. Question, any tips for Murder Bears versus 3PO? Stuck on tier 7 with the Prime 5 at 7. Gear ranges from gear 8 to 11 and using arena mods speed priority.
I mean, it depends on your lineup. I mean, to me, the MVP is 2 characters, Wicked and Elder. I mean, the tips are...
Paplu is my hero right now, if I can finish this.
Yeah, Paplu is really important. To me, those 2 are essential. For me, I didn't have Low Gray, but Elder and Wicket, giving that... It's all about the turn meter manipulation, and those 2 really got me in a place where once I got RNG like Finn's got it right now, that it's a done deal. It totally is. I had the lead on Zeta Chirpa. I think that's very important. Yeah, you can put this on auto, Finn. It's done.
I feel like I should just leave it here for a little while.
No, don't. What if the game crashes? Don't dick around, Finn. That's how wars are started.
All right. I didn't even finish gearing them up. I still have to add gear to them now.
You don't need to anymore.
Well, I was going to work on them as a faction anyway, so...
Well, that's fine. It doesn't matter. You're about to get your 7-star 3PO. Very good. That was...
And I didn't even put my arena mods. I put like my leftover mods.
Disliked unsub reported.
Oh, well, oh.
Contingent 33 question, are you guessing Darth Malak is coming February?
I don't know what they're doing. They keep throwing curveballs at us to where I don't know what is in their pocket or what they're planning. Possibly, or they could go another Revan route. I don't know. I mean, what they're doing for what we're calling Sith February is, there's so many different ways they can go. So, I mean, I don't know. At this point, I mean, throw a dart at the board at his character. I mean, some of these characters we just didn't see coming. I mean, we knew pretty much, we had guessed. We can guess, but when it comes to what they're doing with the Old Republic, I it's kind of hard to gauge. And if they are bringing them in, when are they bringing them in? And just because we've had Sith in the past 2 years for February doesn't mean CG is going to adhere to that. So there's a lot of stuff. You know, maybe they go the Darth Revan route. I don't know. I mean, I'm really at this point like, you know, we've got 2 new characters, but it's like light side. So it's like that completely threw me off with like their direction for the Old Republic and stuff like that. So we'll have to wait and see. I know the Revan event's going to come before that anyway, so let's kind of see. It's going to be really, you get a sense of sometimes, not always, but you get a pretty good sense with the marquee, a general sense of some of the direction they've been going lately. It's a little bit more transparent. The only one that was not, that kind of threw us off, was the Kira team, you know, from the Solo movie, where we were like, maybe you'll need it for a Darth Maul, which could still happen in the future, but it's like, that's where we really thought, because we knew that there was something coming down for the end of the third quarter into fourth quarter. Chewie, we didn't see coming at all. That one we did not see that coming. We had a whole bunch of bounty hunters, but we were kind of in the, I mean, there were so many bounty hunters that, you know, they had the old ones plus all the new ones they had introduced. We were kind of like, huh? And so we had Kira, and then we had the Old Republic coming in. So it's been a little bit more streamlined. So let's kind of wait and see. I want to see in January who comes into the game. Then I can give you a better assessment of where I think it might be going.
All right. I'm going to just kind of show, because people are asking kind of what my mods and everything were. So I kind of used my like mods that I hadn't finished putting on characters. But Wicket was one of them that I did actually mod ahead of time. So he's modded with crit. So you can see he's at like 98% crit chance, because everything he does is kind of based on turn meter on crit. So he is with 70 speed and then 98% crit chance. So that was Wicket. Oh, and he was gear 11. Chirpa is gear 10 with 96 speed on him. Then we have Elder, who is 86 additional speed with gear 11. Then Paplu, who is gear 9, and he has plus 90 speed on him. And then Logre, who is also gear 9, and he has plus 91 speed on him. So I kind of threw those mods on him at the end. I guess I'm glad it worked. I didn't have to switch my arena mods. Yay! So yeah, so those were my Ewoks.
All right.
Now I have to finish gearing them up. Now I don't feel as bad putting a Carbonti on Rose Tico.
Yeah, the gear helped Finn out a lot.
Yeah.
Because you were getting murdered before.
Yeah, I was.
And it's a little bit.
I got
RNG
really
too.
lucky with one of the reses by Ewok Elder. I had 2 Ewoks dead, and then I used his ability, and I got both Ewoks up. That's essentially what saved me.
Yeah, that's what happened with mine, because I was right at that cusp where you were. Once I got that, it done. All right, let's get some more questions and wrap this up.
Michael House, question, is there a Nightsister comp that the troopers struggle with if they have range trooper? Nest, Zeta Barris, General Kenobi.
Zeta Barris. I mean, my first thought is Nest. Nest is just a pain in the ass on that team for troopers. I think Nest is the one that really puts a, because she can be so much faster than the troopers, and if she goes first, then Nightsisters go first. Even with range trooper, it could get ugly. It can be beat though. I think that's the only one that gives me pause. Zaris, no. What was the other one? Nest, Zaris, and who was the other? Kenobi, no. Kenobi does not give me pause with the troopers. Nest does. Nest is always a pain in the you know what.
Paul Bracamonte, question, it seems like everyone in Discord is in the finals, even Finn that tried to lose. How are we killing it so hard?
Knowledge base.
For the record, I didn't try to lose. I just didn't particularly care.
Yeah. Finn doesn't care. Hashtag doesn't care.
Yeah.
Darth Rada, 1972. Question, when did Finity begin working for Grande with CG? It's totally CG's job to release a complete character.
Oh.
We are the consumers with time, energy, and even money.
Oh.
That's what I said. As a consumer, I would be pissed, and I am pissed as a player. But I do know from the back end what goes into it, and why there's the error. Yeah, not saying to excuse it, but
no, I mean,
it is what it is.
Listen, I don't want to see anybody ever. Nobody wants to see a character get nerfed, and my initial reaction is like, like it always is. But it's like it's really not enough for me to get worked up about because I just don't. It just doesn't bother me one way or the other. I still think 3PO is still pretty damn good. But if there's a loop, I think it has more to do with the Finn aspect than it does 3PO. I don't know. What they're going to do is going to affect how I think about it. So let's see what CG's response is. In the past, when it comes to the Heroic Sith, they're pretty hard about the nerf bat. But it's been a long time. So we'll see what happens. With this, if they look at it like, it's that part of the time of the year, but it is phase 3. But people are blowing through the raid now, easier and easier. So, I mean, a lot of guilds just do it for gear and stuff. They're just competing so you can get the best score and are actually. I mean, Revan. Revan's clearing. Isn't Revan clearing like phase 2 and stuff like that, or doing some ridiculous damage? I mean, it's going to get to the point someone is going to clear the damn Sith raid. So, I don't know. I think it's what's going to come down to, does this exploit work in other aspects? And we don't even know if it's an aspect. Maybe it's working as intended, and this is just something they just overlook. I don't know. So, I'm waiting to give judgment until I get more information. I don't have enough information. I think it's fine, but, you don't ever want to see the OP back come out. So, we'll see.
Paul Bracamonte, question is the Phase 3 3PO team a bug, or is this a combination that they didn't consider?
Combination, it looks like.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bug. I think it's just something they just did not consider, Who would? But that's what makes the community so great is they find these combinations. It's like, who thinks that...
Poor Newt Gunray.
I know, poor Newt. What did you say?
He had such a nice ability thing, and we could use him in all these different places, but nope. Every time Newt Gunray comes up, he gets smacked down.
Right in the old...
Poor Newt.
Fine, Ma. Question, I finally have enough shards for IPD. Is a 5-star IPD still effective?
At Gear 9, yes, have to mod him correctly, but... You've got to get him probably really IPD if you're. It depends on how you're using them. I mean, mine's 7-star now, so being that I think mine's gear 10, I'm gonna take him to 12. But he's nasty and he's a big help. I've worked on him and have him where I'm at now for mainly the Phase 6 mission. I really don't use him that often. Maybe once in a while on a Grand Arena or Territory War team where I'm like. Well, mainly Territory Wars, but like if I want to take out somebody, like go in there and make something of yourself, Imperial Pro Droid. On those tough teams where he gets his 6, takes one out, but 5-star, I would say minimum gear 9 because he just is so squishy and he'll get obliterated before you even get a chance to use him.
D Perks, question, did CG actually come out and say that they're definitely going to nerf 3PO?
They haven't responded yet, I don't think.
No, in fact, they posted yesterday with regards to AAT that they were not, unless it somehow impacts the latest content, which was the Sith Raid, or I think they wrote Galactic Arena or something. And now there is the Phase 3 team, so we shall see. Based on what they said, it looks like we're going to be getting some kind of change to it, but again, it's not confirmed or denied so far that I've seen.
Contingent 33, question. So my $40 donation was the only one who wanted another 12 hours of streaming. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Everybody else took pity on us.
They would have done it.
Yeah, they decided to donate to some other things. But I'm glad people were donating. We had another $20 donated during the stream, so I do appreciate all of that. We're trying to raise money for the American Cancer Society, and we still have a lot of stuff planned moving forward. And there's still a lot of things available, like the wristbands and all of that. So please do make sure that you check that out. I think somebody had asked about my mods on Chirpa, so let me just go back to Chirpa really quick.
Thane Kyrell, question: can you guys do a 24-hour stream before the marathon to finish off your goal? I think a 24-hour stream would be amazing to watch, especially towards the end.
So, no.
Yeah.
It's not happening. But what we are planning on doing is, and so for those of you that did donate to the Tiltify, I'm going to be working on this before the end of the new year. We have a Discord set up for those of you that have donated to the Tiltify or to the ACS page, or that helped us in the initial GoFundMe. And we'll be posting stuff there, like short videos and stuff, when we're actually at Disney. We're going to see if there's a way that we can stream it. But if not, we're going to be posting at least like small videos about our stuff at Disney, and for anyone that's going to be coming out there and all of that. So I will check your emails probably in the beginning of the new year. I have to go through the list of all the donations and make sure that we have everyone and all of that. So, but be on the lookout for that. We will be doing some fun stuff on the Discord setup for those that have donated.
All right.
Nathaniel Morgan, question: if Finn is scared of Dana, shouldn't he be trembling at the sight of Ranger?
Well, who says I'm not?
Thane Kyrell, question for Finn: have you watched the Tits/T-Money movie yet? It is discounted at Target right now.
No.
I might have to go to I might have to go again to Target tomorrow.
Science.
Luke Thyrocker, question: which Omega and Zeta priority for C-3PO? I'm 9 Omegas shy of full ability max.
Well, I mean, it depends. Again, we kind of answer this. How you're using them and which team. I mean, to me, the R2 one is going to... If you're using R2 with them, then it makes sense to use that one. If not, then it's the other one first. So it just depends. I mean, to me, that's how you have to assess it. Are you going to use 3P on R2 in Arena or on the same team? Or are you going to split them up? If that's the case, then you want the other Zeta. So...
Thane Kyrell, question: why is everyone making so much noise that CG should nerf 3PO? The community is mad when a tune isn't OP, and now that we have one, everyone seems to be begging for it to be nerfed.
Who's begging it to be nerfed? Nobody.
I don't think anyone's begging for it to be nerfed. They're just expecting it to be. It's two different things.
Yeah, totally different thing. It's not that we want it nerfed. I mean, it's just it's what they do. It's history. Yeah, history kind of says differently.
Helenix, question: I posted a trolley question earlier and assume Finn read this. Got motivated and beat the 3PO event. Therefore, I'll take full credit for Finn getting a 7-star 3PO. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay, that's science.
Shadowvale, question: which Zeta goes first on 3PO?
Okay, we just answered that.
Yeah. And that was the last question.
Okay. All right, so we are going to end it there. So I just want to thank everybody for being here today. Thanks to everyone that has watched. Make sure you subscribe, guys. Make sure you give us a thumbs up on the video. It does help us with our content and giving our getting our content out to the YouTube world. If you haven't subscribed already, what are you waiting for? We do a ton of live streaming. I'm going to be doing a lot of live streaming this week. Probably we'll be going out of town, but even if I do go out of town, my mom upgraded her internet, so I might be able to do some more streaming. We'll see. If not, at least host the stuff. I'll find out once I get a better sense of when I'm going there and stuff like that. So, but if you haven't checked out our Tiltify, remember we're still trying to raise money for the American Cancer Society. You can see the goal up top and where we're at and things of that nature. The goal is 15,000. Remember, we still have that lightsaber. Once we reach that goal, that if we hit that, then someone's going to win that wonderful lightsaber. And so, if you'd like to donate to that, please do. The American Cancer Society is a great organization, so please check it out if you haven't already. Also, if you haven't checked out our Patreon, we would love our Patreon sponsors. If you'd like to become a Patreon sponsor, you can. We have different levels of Patreon that you can donate toward. Any and all are welcome to become Patreon sponsors. So there's that as well. Anything you want to add, Finn?
Just apologies again for messing up earlier. I am not above making a mistake about something, but if I do, I will let you guys know, and that was a mess up. You can use characters multiple times in tier 6 and below, so I apologize for that.
Yeah. We're human. We're human.
Kinda.
Sorta, maybe.
I'm part Ewok. So.
Yeah, kinda, sorta, maybe, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Okay. So everyone have a great rest of your day. We'll try to hang out in Discord and stuff. I'm going to be doing schoolwork. I'm going to go take a quick nap, and then I'll probably come in Discord in a little while and hang out and stuff like that while I'm doing my schoolwork, so I can complain and stuff. So yeah, got a paper to write. I got to create a radio ad. That's going to be so much fun. So and then I got to do a PowerPoint presentation. Another one. I mean, this teacher really loves PowerPoint presentations. It's really annoying me. So I'll be there in a little bit. Finn's probably busy too, but we'll try to hang out as much as we can with you guys today. But no promises. Mondays are really busy for us. But if you haven't joined our Discord, please do. Great community of folks. Have a lot of fun in there. Come join the fun. We'd love to have you. All right. So on behalf of myself and the RSG crew, thank you guys for stopping in today. We really appreciate everybody's support. And we will check you out mañana. Peace.